Good morning. Bonjour. Dobar dan. Dobar dan. Dobar dan. I am honored to be here at the Ukrainian Cultural Centre in Victoria, British Columbia, to meet and visit with the local Ukrainian-Canadian community and to thank community organizers who have been helping Ukrainians fleeing violence to resettle here in Canada. Over the past weeks, organizers right here in Victoria have raised approximately $200,000 to assist Ukrainian newcomers to Canada. They exemplify the very best of Canada and indeed Canadians. When people need our help, Canadians pull together and stand with them. Canada and Ukraine are more than close partners. We are family. Notre pays compte plus de 1,3 million de Canadiens d'origine ukrainienne. Et le Canada ne restera pas les bras croisés alors qu'une nation qui partage nos valeurs est attaquée. Since the beginning of Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine in 2014, Canada has been present to support our Ukrainian friends with comprehensive military aid. In fact, since 2015, the Canadian Armed Forces have trained over 33,000 members of Ukrainian troops. And it is heartening to see these troops fighting today with such bravery and dedication. Nos alliés et partenaires sont unis dans notre soutien à l'Ukraine. Last month, my American counterpart, Secretary of Defense, Austin, convened over 40 of Ukraine's defense partners for a conference at Ramstein Air Base in Germany to discuss what more we could do collectively to support Ukraine's defense needs. And yesterday, we met via video link for another meeting of Ukraine's Defense Contact Group. Today, I am here to announce the next package of Canadian military aid to Ukraine. I can confirm that Canada has purchased over 20,000 rounds of 155mm artillery, which is NATO's standard artillery caliber. This package will also include fuses and charge bags at a cost of up to $98 million. These rounds are compatible with artillery guns provided by Canada and our allies, including the M777 Howitzers that we have donated and which will be crucial in Ukraine's current fight to defend its eastern territory. Work is already underway to deliver this aid to Ukraine as quickly as possible. Aujourd'hui, je peux confirmer que le Canada a acheté plus de 20 000 cartouches d'artillerie de 155 mm, qui est le calibre d'artillerie standard de l'OTAN. Cette aide comprendra également des fusées et des sacs de charge pour un coût de jusqu'à 98 millions de dollars. Ces munitions sont compatibles avec les canons d'artillerie fournis par le Canada et nos alliés, y compris les obusiers M777 que nous avons donnés et qui seront cruciaux dans la lutte actuelle de l'Ukraine pour défendre son territoire oriental. Les travaux sont déjà en cours pour acheminer cette aide à l'Ukraine le plus rapidement possible. Today's announcement builds on the military aid that Canada has dedicated to Ukraine since 2022 in February. Canada's military aid to Ukraine has been comprehensive. We have supplied Ukraine with small arms, specialized equipment like cameras for military drones, armored vehicles, and the heavy artillery guns I mentioned, namely M777 Howitzers. And Canada has trained Ukrainian forces in the use of these heavy artillery guns, building on the strong relationships our forces developed with their Ukrainian counterparts through Operation Unifier. Canadian aid continues to flow into Ukraine, and we are working around the clock to identify and provide even more military aid to Ukraine with the $500 million that we announced in Budget 2022 for this purpose. Now, when we last spoke, my Ukrainian counterpart, Alexei Reznikov, told me that Canada has been very helpful in Ukraine's fight against the Russian occupiers, and that we are very grateful that Canada stands with us, and we will continue to do just that. Lors de notre dernière conversation, mon homologue ukrainien Alexei Reznikov m'a dit que l'aide canadienne a été très utile dans la lutte contre l'Ukraine, la lutte de l'Ukraine contre les occupants russes, et que nous sommes reconnaissants que le Canada soit à nos côtés, toujours. Et nous continuerons à être solidaires de nos amis ukrainiens. Putin's full-scale, illegal, and unconscionable invasion of Ukraine cannot be allowed to succeed, and it will not. Russian forces have been pushed back. Kyiv remains free, and the maple leaf flies over the streets of Ukraine's capital once again at our embassy. Through military aid, economic assistance, humanitarian aid, and strong political support at international forums, Canada will continue to have Ukraine's back. Putin cannot redraw maps to suit his own needs. Sovereign nations cannot be erased from the map, and the Ukrainian people's basic right to independence and self-determination cannot be undermined without consequence. Thank you. Merci. I will say that Canada and Ukraine are very close partners and allies, and we, from the very beginning, have been responding to requests that Ukraine has consistently been in touch with us about. The Prime Minister and President Zelensky speak frequently, and I speak frequently with Minister Alexei Reznikov about what continued military aid we can provide. Just a few weeks ago in Kyiv, the Prime Minister announced an additional $50 million in military assistance for Ukraine, including additional drone cameras, small arms, satellite imagery, and M777 ammunition. And this adds to the over $130 million in military aid that we have already committed. Today's announcement builds on those previous announcements, and in particular, Canada's purchase of 20,000 rounds of 155mm artillery, which is NATO's standard artillery caliber, is exactly what Ukraine has asked allies to provide, and is exactly what Canada has sourced and is contributing.
The President today may have brought up with you, well, not your portfolio, that some of the aid for, I think, rent and stipends or 2-week stay, that funding hasn't come through yet. So they're relying still on charity dollars here raised, as you mentioned, in Victoria. When will that aid make its way to communities?
In Ukraine?
No, sorry, in here in Victoria. So some of the federal dollars promised, and
in the area of housing.
Yes.
So let me just take a step back and speak about military housing as a general matter. To be clear, across the country, Canadians are faced with housing shortages, and our government has the National Housing Strategy and committed additional funds in Budget 2022. In terms of military members and their families, who make incredible sacrifices to serve Canada, we will continue to take steps to ensure that they are supported. For example, in February 2021, we increased military members' rates of pay to ensure alignment with increases received by the federal public service. We also implemented an interim relocation policy to enable remote work options, and we also ensure flexibility for our members and their families when they're being relocated, and to ensure the post-living differential allowance, which is intended to help reduce financial burdens. We have the effective support for CAF members and their families, and we are seeking to address through that affordability concerns. We have more work to do in this area. We will continue to support military members and their families.
Any other questions in the room? One question will follow up for perhaps. Any other? Okay.
Well, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Et je voudrais, I would love to chat with families and members here today. If you have a moment, it would be my privilege to speak with you individually. Thank you.